Hello there we go, the unboxing. We got a box. Box opens to reveal a case. And the case reveals Aramar. Good looking case, leathery case. It's just some dirt. Back of the case. Cool, now let's open it there. There you can see a watch inside. It is the Aramar Arctic Marine. Let's take that out. Good box. Side parts for maybe a strap. Some spare parts for your links. There we go. The Aramar Arctic Marine. First watch. Completely designed and built by Aramar, new Dutch watch company. So here is the review. I wonder what Archie would say. So next up, the bracelet and the case. Now, I'm very impressed with the bracelet and the case. If you see the crown protectors, I'll go a little bit more into that when discussing the crown, but you can see that they're really protecting the crown. I mean, there's no way this case will hurt the crown. It's, I think, an average thickness for a dive watch. I would expect like 40 millimeters or something. And interesting, the bracelet as well is very, very sturdy. I mean, I think it's a Citizen bracelet. Well, this is from the Skyhawk. I mean, this is just much nicer polished and looks much and feels much sturdier. So, impressive bracelet, I would say. Let's keep it like this. The logo is on the bracelet. I should keep it now like this. Yeah, there we go. And it's got the micro adjusts. I had to take 3 links out, and I got a average sized, maybe a little bit bigger wrist than the average bloke. So you might want to take a few links off. Actually, it fits around my wrist perfectly. My wrist is actually, this thick. So the thickness of the watch is the thickness of my wrist. So the ends go perfectly around my my arm, my wrist. Case back is impressive. I must say, this is one of the sturdiest case backs I have ever had in a watch. It's screwed on, it's big, it's thick, it's got the big logo on there, and some extra stuff about the automatic watch along the circle of the back. So, but really, it's a screw down back, but it's really, really sturdy. The front, I know Matt Stevens in one of his videos was talking about the flaw in the Steinhardt where the bracelet got into the case instead of the bracelet coming out of the case. As you can see, there is no hole where you look into it. It's just 3 links, and then here's the bracelet starts. I think that's very good. I've had it on NATO's already because I didn't want to wait and wear it. So I had to wait to go to a watchmaker to get the bracelet shortened, because those screws were so tiny. No way I had anything closer in my home to do that myself, and I didn't want to scratch up the bracelet in my haste to wear it. So I put it on a NATO strap, and that didn't seem to work with the NATO straps I have. But somebody's going to find the perfect leather or normal NATO Zulu strap for it. So yeah, I would say the bracelet is very good. Actually, I really enjoy it. It's a very tough bracelet. I can't get my nail in between the links, so that means that they're quite close to one another. And like I said, it wears pretty good around the wrist. And the bezel doesn't come over the case, which is the case with the Pelagos. And that already was the problem with my Pelagos when the bezel came off when I fell down the stairs, because the stairs got stuck between the bezel and the case, and the bezel came off. Now that was a cheap repair. That won't happen with this one because there's nothing sticking over the case. Anything more about the case? No, I would suggest the case and the bracelet are very good. So, really, the bracelet, like it. There we are, the crown. Crown is good. Nothing really special in particular, but just a good crown. Nice size, nice size. And of course, the logo, the gear logo is on the crown. And it's in white, but it's engraved. So that won't fade. When setting the if you pull the crown out, the whole movement will stop. Also the seconds hand, so you can actually pretty easy set it atomic time if you want. To pull it out though, you have to unscrew it, of course, and because the crown protectors are pretty close to the crown, it might be a little bit of a tricky thing to at first, because you'll learn how to use it. At first to get the crown turned out and then pulled out to use it to or wind manually or adjust the time. Good crown, good protectors. Some people might find it annoying. It's not easy to pull out the crown, but hey, why would you do that? It's a dive watch. And I have put it on atomic time as soon as I got it, wind it manually fully once. So in 24 hours, 48 hours, I'll check the times. Within the next 2 or 3 days, I know how much it will gain or lose the movement. Now the movement is a Miyota. Miyota is made by Citizen. It's in-house Citizen. Miyota 9015, which is actually the follow-up for the ETA 2824 from Japan, because ETA was thinking about getting the parts down to only authorized dealers, so it's going to be more expensive, and then the Japanese just jumped in with a identical movement, which parts would be available in plenty. So this is good movement, don't worry about it. It's Japanese movement. I like it actually because it's kind of an ode to Tudor with the Black Bay here, with the Black Bay kind of a text and the depth of the Pelagos. And we all know that Tudor uses ETA instead of Rolex's in-house movements. So for this Tudor homage to use a Japanese movement instead of an ETA, I think they can get away with it. I think that's a funny detail. They might not have thought about that themselves. But anyway, movement's quite nice, 28,800 beats per hour. So good accuracy. I expect good accuracy from this watch. And if people say it's a loud movement or anything, I never heard my watch tick when I was wearing it. So I don't really worry about that. So the bezel. Bezel is blue. You can see that here. But normally when you just wear it and look at it, so far I have noticed that the bezel looks black. And the dial looks actually purplish while it is blue. But you need a lot of light on it to see that it's actually blue instead of purplish dial and a black bezel. Now the bezel itself, oh sorry, if you can hear it. And then 20 clicks. Turns smoothly. No, not much pressure necessary to turn it. Well, it doesn't have like a last bigger click so that you know where it is back at 12. So it is possible to turn it one further, and then you have to go another 119 clicks to get back at the center. So it's 120 click bezel, or Bezel, like M3AU might say it. Works perfectly. I don't have enough experience with all the bezels to give a good opinion about it, because I'm spoiled with the Pelagos. Now, I've heard people say that the Steinhardt OVM bezel might even get close to the Submariner bezel. Comparing this bezel on the Aramar to a bezel on the Pelagos is not really done. The Pelagos has 60 clicks and is just, well, it's famous for its bezel, so it's not a comparison. It's not even close to a Pelagos bezel, but it works pretty well and looks nice, and yeah, satisfied with it. If I would be one point of attention of the watch, it would be, one of the things would be the bezel, a little bit sturdier. When you turn it, the pearl on top isn't loomed. And although it turns good, no problem, it does seem to feel a bit too easy, a bit plasticky. But anyway, it looks good, and what are you going to expect for such a brilliant price? So that's the bezel. So talking about the dial. Dial is very legible. I mean, the hour markers are put on there very big, so it's very easy to tell the time. The lume on the hour markers is, well, not really that good. Personally, I like the lume to be a bit less quality, but this color, instead of like plain white and then having a good lume, because the vintage look of the watch I appreciate, and a lot of the vintage watches I see don't have the brightest lume as well. So I think that's not really a problem. The dial is quite plain. I mean, it's flat. There is no parts stuck onto the dial. The date is very nicely put on the 3 o'clock place. Actually, it's really good, nicely cut out. Yeah, it almost looks high end, I would say, the date. But maybe that's also because there is no hour marker at the 3 o'clock. There isn't even a longer second marker as well. And no Cyclops date. So it's a bit empty, but a bit minimalistic, and still have that date there. Nice, nice. I can imagine this having a Cyclops date, although I hate Cyclops date. But still, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. The dial lies quite deep in the watch. You can see the steel on the inside. I think that gives it a nice depth, like as the Pelagos does. Still, it is not a Pelagos, but it's a good beater for it, I would say. Continuing with the hands and the crystal. Now, just like the Pelagos, I love that this watch has a flat sapphire crystal. Personally, I think it's better to read the time from more angles. And, you know, I think it scratches a lot less, although it is sapphire, so it shouldn't be scratching anyway. Really good glass. By ticking on it, you can hear it's sapphire. And like I said, it's flat. Good thing. Hands. I love the hands on this thing. The silver color, actually, the hands are silver color. But because of the lume and the hour markers, it just looks like they're gold. Like it's gold steel material used for the hands. No spoilage on the hands of the paint job, as well as on the hour markers. It's pretty much spot on. There is no leakage of some substance when it was applied. So very, very good done. The hands, like I said, I love the hands. Really good, really good. Very nice to use the steel instead of some plastic thing or a colorish thing. So we'll be trying a bit of a Lume Shot here. There we are. Lume Shot of the Aramar. Funny thing, last night the hands were less readable than the hour markers, and it seems like it's the other way around now. So maybe they just need some time to come to life. I mean, this watch has been out of the factory for what? Not even 2 weeks yet. They finished the watches at the 10th of February. It's the 26th now, so yeah, okay, 16 days. So, overall thoughts of the watch. Really nice watch. Good looking, strong, solid bracelet. Well protected crown. Maybe for some too well protected. You know, if you know a Pelagos, if you wear a Pelagos or Rolex or whatever, you know, you might be surprised of the, may I say, plainness of the dial. Flat dial with painted hour markers, and not sticking out like separate parts, separate hour markers mounted onto the dial. I love the hands. I keep saying it. I really like them. 500 meter water resistance, 42 millimeters wide. Now, like I said, it fits perfectly around my wrists, but I would say you have to have a size my wrist to wear this comfortably. If your wrist is too small, this might not be the most comfortable watch. For me, it's one of the most comfortable watches because it actually just fits my wrist perfectly. Don't ask me about my wrist size. I don't know. Honestly, I always find it a bit suspicious if somebody knows exactly what his wrist size is. So anyway, yeah, good stuff. Very nice watch. I'll be wearing this a lot. And I'll give the Pelagos some well-deserved rest once in a while because it has been my beater and it has taken a beating. It's still running perfectly, but this is the watch I might take when I go fishing, for example, you know, or just wear on a daily basis if I have to do some manual labor. So if you like watches and you don't have enough money, this is a very nice option. Don't expect a Pelagos. It's not even close, but who cares? It's a very, very nice watch. By its simplicity, and it's very, I would say, good bracelet and good case. And certainly the screw down back is very, very good. The bezel, well, might need some improvement in the future, but like I said, I'm spoiled by the Pelagos, so I can't really say if I'm right here. Somebody might think this is the best bezel they ever had. So, really nice. It's got two looks. In bright light, it's blue dialed and blue bezeled. And in normal daylight like this or at night at home, it looks like a purplish dial with a black bezel. So you get two at the price from one. Some kind of a moon-phased dialed watch. Now, I start rambling now. I wish everybody had a good time watching this review. And I'll hope to see you next time with maybe some extra news about Aramar. And keep in mind, this is a very nice alternative if you need a beater. Something different, you know? Something lesser known, but promising brand. See ya. Ciao. Bye-bye. And out of the box, also a card with a 2-year warranty. And I almost forgot. A final thought, two final thoughts, is this watch would be a lot better than buying a fake Pelagos. So you can get two for the price of one fake Pelagos, and you'll be more happier having a real watch instead of a fake copy. As good as it's made, it doesn't matter, it's fake. Second thing, and that's one thing to keep an eye out for, is that if you remove the bracelet, you end up with a spring bar that is quite close to the case. So thicker straps, NATO straps or leather straps might not fit. So the bracelet is perfect. NATO straps fit, but if you're going to use heavy-duty spring bars or together with a thicker strap, you might run into a little problem. Nothing bad, but I thought I'd tell you because you don't want to end up spending $100 on a strap which wouldn't fit. Okay, ciao.
Okay, people, first accuracy measurement. After 24 hours, the watch has lost 1 second point 5, so 1.5 seconds it lost in 24 hours, straight out of the box, winding it up fully, manually, and then just letting it go and wear it and take it off and wear it and stuff. So, last 24 hours, it lost 1.5 seconds.
Hello everyone, good news. We're 45 hours in and the watch is 3 seconds slow. So it loses 1.5 seconds a day. Unregulated, just plain out of the box, fully manually wind it once. 45 hours in and it's 3 seconds slow. So that's about 1.5 seconds a day slow. That's really nice. Another thing, I was a bit tough on the bezel, but the bezel doesn't have any backlash. So that's very good. It turns, but there is no wiggle at all. I think that's the point of a good thing of the bezel. So thought I'd mention that still. Okay, guys, hope you had a good review, and we'll see you soon for another review of another watch. This was the Aramar Arctic Marine. Ciao-di-bye.